What's up, everybody? We're live here again. OnoLive's Coffee and Cigars. I've got my buddy here, Tony Adia from the Adia Idea, the new YouTube sensation from the Uh-oh. Hold on there. We gotta turn this. Oh my. Hold on there. We gotta turn this. There we go. Perfect. So what's going on, everybody? How's it doing out there? How are you doing today, Tony?
I'm doing all right,
Yeah?
Just hanging out. Just doing all
Yeah.
right.
What brings you to Baltimore?
Just relaxing with my parents.
Right on.
Get some time in this day and age to like spend quality time with us.
Yeah. Because you're up in New York City, man, right?
That's
You've been there how long now?
Living in New York City?
Yeah.
Going on 20 years.
20 years. So
Yes.
you've been there through all the disasters.
I've been through all the disasters. Yes.
The hurricane, 9/11.
Hurricane, 9/11,
This
the blackouts.
pandemic.
Yes.
Black man.
The pandemic. Yes. I've been in
You got the full experience up in the
New York
city.
for a while.
Right on.
I set my soul to be up there and then never look back. So it's home.
Okay.
But Baltimore, but Maryland's home too, because I've got family and friends like you, Jay.
Yeah.
So I consider that home as well. So
Awesome.
I got multiple homes.
Awesome. All right, good. So we've got more coffee to drink. So tonight's coffee we're going to start off with is from Costa Rica. Costa Rica. Ooh, that's good. This is the Santa Rosa 1900, the Finca La Plaza, Catuai PJ #2. And this is a really wonderful coffee that I found in the Tarazu Valley. And the actual farm sits on this, like, not peninsula, but it's on this ridgeline, but it's one of these thrusting ridgelines. So when you're looking out there, there's a whole valley beneath. It's really quite dramatic. I mean, just beautiful. And beautiful sort of setting and just beautiful crop quality, and the father and son team, Efren and Gilberto, they make the coffee, and just really wonderful stuff. And so we're going to brew this up today, and I've already got that pre-ground. So let's we'll pass over that Chemex and stuff, and let's get to brewing. So you drink a lot of coffee, yes?
I do. New York City is, coffee places all over the place. I got on my street, on my block, in my neighborhood, I've got 3 great coffee go-to spots.
Oh yeah, what do you do?
There's Yanni's Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
That's on 16th and 7th.
They got quite a few locations, right, Yanni?
No, this guy is one location, and
Okay.
he
Give me that red kettle.
Sure. He sources his coffee from these guys in Brooklyn.
Oh, there we go. We got what's up, Rusty? How you doing? You can see me
Rusty,
on the thing,
yes.
Rusty, and Gina's up there too.
I see Gina. Hi,
All
Gina.
right, on, Gina. How's it going? All right, so we've got. So you're saying Yanni's?
Yanni's, correct. Chelsea Common Grounds. That's really good. And Birch. All on the same 7th Avenue between 13th and
Isn't
18th.
Birch the one that's on the corner?
Yes.
Okay, next to that like bagel place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been to
14th
that.
and 7th.
I think you took me to Yanni's once.
Yes.
Right. Last year.
Yes. Right. He's got a nice setup.
Yeah, they're good shops.
Yeah.
They're nice shops
Yeah.
there.
And the Common Ground, Chelsea Commons, or the Commons, it's on 17th and 7th.
Okay.
Really good coffee as well. But that's Cologne. I mean,
Oh, La Cologne from
yes,
Philly. Okay.
yes.
Yeah, that's
All
good
right.
stuff. Good stuff.
It's really good stuff.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. All right, so we're making a Chemex here of the Santa Rosa 1900. Why don't you get a little sniff there and what do you got going on? Tell me what you got going on here. So those of you guys are watching, how do we look and how do we sound? And then what do you say? What do you say? What's up? What are you smelling?
I'm smelling fruity.
Fruity? Oh,
I'm smelling fruity.
yeah, nice, very nice.
Mm-hmm. And you started timing that when you started pouring.
Yeah. We started timing it. Well, tonight we don't really. I don't really time too heavily.
Okay.
I kind of got it down to the point where I kind of know how it works. That Voldemort kind of like power. That's what it really is.
That's right.
What kind of coffee do you, what kind of coffee maker do you use at home? If you do you make coffee at home at all, or just
Well,
go
recently I just got, I'm going lazy. I got the Nespresso
out? Okay.
using those pods.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
That's expensive though.
Well, yeah, that's yeah. I mean, yeah. The sleeve is $14, $12.
Yeah, I think it works out to like $65 a pound.
Okay. But it's expensive also. So yeah.
That's why they have the nice boutiques.
Other than that, I'll try to get, a bag of ground from some grocery stores and play around. Lately, I went up to Italy, got some Italian coffee.
Oh yeah.
It's good stuff.
How is that place? I've not been. I've only been to Italy in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia.
It's nice. It's very open. You have kind of smaller restaurants within the big restaurants, eateries everywhere. So there's a lot of seating. I haven't been there recently since the shutdown, of course, but the way it used to be. You had many selections in terms of the fish, the pizza, the fresh cut meats, seafood, vegetables, Nutella. Upstairs, you have a nice bar / restaurant environment. It's really nice. Yeah, I did see her one day. She was doing a show, and she had a guest come over, and you could see her prepare the food with
Who was that?
Lydia.
Oh, Lydia. But is that also in conjunction with Matali as well?
Not anymore. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe they separated. I know there was a lot of things going on.
Well, yeah, he had a lot of that scandal.
So yeah, I didn't see Batali there, but yes, yeah. I did
Was she there?
Yeah, she was
Lydia
there.
Bastianich?
Yes,
amazing.
she was.
Awesome.
Working with her guest, and he was from Italy, and they were making gnocchi. What's it called?
Gnocchi?
Gnocchi. Yeah.
Oh, by hand?
Yes. Yeah.
The whole
So they had a whole setup. It was almost like studio.
Right.
So they did have cameras on top, and they were rolling the pasta, and then they served it to you.
They're rolling by hand?
Yes.
No machines?
I don't know about the machines, but I don't know. He was like rolling, and then he was also cutting it up by hand with his utensils.
Okay, right on. Right on. All right, so
Delicious.
let's have those cups. This mug, we'll pour some out for you.
All right. Great. Awesome.
So if you guys are drinking any coffee or anything that you're drinking home, let us know. Drop us in a comment. Have any questions? Drop those in the comments as well. Happily, the comments are working this evening, so I can actually see them in real time. All right.
Cheers.
Let's still be a little bit hot.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. All right. Any flavor notes at the moment, or?
I like to hit it when it hits the back of my tongue and try to pick up all those flavors.
Yeah, it might need to cool down a little bit too. It's a little bit on the hot side, so.
Full body, it's flavored. It's got that good punch.
Yeah.
I get fruity blends on the back end.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice. Oh, George is back with us. Hey, George, good to see you again. George is drinking some St. Francis Cab with a cigar. What's a cigar, George?
Hi, George.
And where St. Francis? I'm not familiar. Is that California or is that somewhere else? Maybe. Oh, we'll find out.
Okay.
And then Rusty, what about you? What are you smoking tonight? You remember Rusty, right?
I do remember Rusty. Okay, good. We went to the
chef's conference.
The chef's conference. That was great.
That's right.
I found out about Cigar Pizza that day.
Oh, that's right.
And
have you been
one
there?
that owned that Tokyo record shop or whatever.
Did you go there?
No, I haven't. Well, I haven't been there yet.
Yeah,
It's on my list.
hear about these things. Never get to go anywhere. All right, let's put that on the side so we can just at least put that on underneath. There we go. All right, excellent. So we're going to get into the cigar, and tonight's cigar is something called the Stolen Throne Call to Arms. I got it from the Tobacco Leaf. So the cigars for this month's worth of tasting have come from Rahul at Tobacco Leaf. I've got the listing in the show notes below that you can see what cigars are coming up. Tonight is the Stolen Throne Call to Arms Sumatra Corona.
Sumatra Corona.
There you are.
Thank you, sir.
And this is, I didn't know this when I was at the store. I was talking with Yasser and Mary about it, about what cigar should I buy. And let's get a close up on it. This thing will actually focus in on it. So there it is.
It's a nice sharp.
That's the Call to Arms, and Stolen Throne is actually, from what I've been gathering and reading online, it's a new cigar by a guy named Noel Rojas down in Texas. I believe he's in Austin, and he had these cigars made, or I don't know if someone's making them for them or how he's doing it, but it's been out for about a year. He came out with another cigar called Crown, something Crown. That's the one in 2 weeks we're going to be smoking. But the Call to Arms is the one that came out this year, and it's like Cigar Federation said that this is the most anticipated new cigar release of 2020. So it's got the luxurycigarclub.com called the cigar a masterpiece. So I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting. So at Tobacco Leaf, they were telling me that this is the one to try. I knew nothing about it, and so I was just like, all right, let's give it a try. And so that's what we're going to smoke tonight. It's a 6x46, so 6 inches by 46 ring gauge. It's a Sumatra wrapper with Nicaragua binder and filler. And what they noted in all the websites that I read was that the blend of filler and binder and filler are both secret, but it talks about, supposed to be a great cigar. So let's get into it. Let's see what.
Is that typical of the blend, or like when they do the wrap? This
is what they call a shaggy foot.
Shaggy foot. Okay.
So as you can see here, there we are. It's not fully clean. It is kind of folded over.
Right. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that.
Yeah, but the construction is really nice. It's smooth, oily, no real big veins.
Yeah.
That nice aroma, tobacco, leather. Should walk into someone's humidor now and start doing this in the COVID era. What the hell are you doing? All right, so I'll cut her for you.
All right. Where's your little ashtray?
Yeah. We'll put that center here now.
Sir.
We're using the MTX Xikar cutter. The MTX tool, multi-tool. All right. So let's see. Tony Masato. You know Tony Masato?
Tony Masato, no.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I know Tony. Yes.
So he's having a Diet Cherry Pepsi and a Flores y Rodriguez Connecticut Valley Reserve. Okay. That's a nice one. I remember when that first came out with Abe. He had these big packs of them. And then George is saying that, it's a California blend out of Sonoma. Gotcha. Okay. And then a 10-year-old Maduro Perdomo. That's great. Oh, Bernardo Gonzalez says, Gracie says, what's up? And then, closed foot. It's closed foot. Tony says it's a closed foot, not a shaggy foot.
Who's okay? It's a closed foot. All right, thank you, Tony. Yes, closed foot.
I think the shaggy has more length.
Okay. All
right, you want a light? Right? You want to use a lighter? The big torch?
Yeah.
Big torch for you. Push down. Yeah, pull down.
Pull down.
Pull down the red of them.
Gotcha. All righty.
This is the G4000 JetLine. It's a monster beast. It's like a phaser, a Star Trek phaser of a lighter.
That is a
twin jet.
That lights it fast. You don't have to wait there. You don't have to drag too long to bring that on.
The problem with this lighter is that as much as it's awesome, it can get out of control and scorch your cigar if you don't know how to tame the power. I think you have to have midichlorian counts.
Mm.
You don't get that.
No.
The midichlorians from the it's that stuff in the Jedi blood.
Oh yes.
That's that foolish George Lucas stuff that he added.
So yes, I know the high count of it makes you.
Yeah. But that's not true. Anyone could be a Jedi. They just have to cosplay it.
I like your burn, so you're gonna get that nice even burn, right? So you're gonna get.
Why did you not burn it?
Mine's a little bit.
You just gotta smoke it. Just calm.
Yeah.
Calm. So Bud's having a Romeo and Julieta 125th anniversary.
Romeo and Julieta. That's
19 years old.
Is that Cuban? More or
no.
less,
That's
okay.
I don't believe
well,
so.
No, you know Romeo and Juliet used to be cute.
Well, there are both Cuban versions and non-Cuban versions because of the embargo, right?
This is nice.
Yeah, it's starting off really nice.
This is really nice.
Full body. One thing I got to do is I got to slow down. Like I'm already starting to get too fast.
Yeah, I
got to
put that down. Sometimes I enjoy the smoke so much that it should be really.
You just want
to relax and just let it breathe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time with it.
Yep. Yeah, my go-to place is up in New York. So Nat Sherman, Cigar Inn.
Yeah, that's closing, man. Nat Sherman.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah. There's a company that bought them out, and then I guess they bought it for their cigarette business, and so they're getting completely out of cigars, closing the townhouse.
Oh. All right.
That sucks for their members.
Huh?
Have you seen their members lounge?
Yes, you go downstairs.
Yeah.
And then
those guys are bummed out.
Yeah, of course. Nice leather seats. I mean, I've been down there to go to the bathroom, but it's nice and plush down there.
Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice.
It's very nice. Leather couches, I recommend. If you had a membership there, then your dues actually go to. You can buy humidors, or it actually
they give you back in credit.
Yeah, they give you back in credit.
Well, they're not giving back you anything anymore. Where else do you like to smoke there?
We had Cigar Tabac.
Is that the one by
It's in Soho.
Isn't it the Soho Cigar Lounge?
Yes, that's it.
The one that's kind of down by the tunnel?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
Yes.
That was real nice. That was real kind of like, we brought your buddy down there.
Yeah, exactly.
Did he get ill?
No.
No, he didn't get ill. Okay, good.
Maybe by the water. $10 bottle of Boss.
So
$10.
So he's not your ward. He's just kind of like your mentee in a lot of respects, right? So Tony's got this mentee in New York City that wants to learn. He's hungry. He's interested. He wants to do something in the world. And so he's like, one night we're down. I'm up in the city, and we're like, hey, let's go have a cigar. So we go to this place. Is it Soho Cigar Bar?
I think it is. Yeah.
Soho Cigar Bar. It's close to the Holland Tunnel. And we're there, and the kid comes down and joins us, and he's like, we want to do what? We go on a drink? He's like, no, I'll just get water. Mm-hmm. He wants to just be cool and have water. Well, he orders Voss at a bar. A Voss liter bottle, and it must say what $10?
$10. Yes.
He was so bummed out.
He was just sticker shock. What, water? Welcome to New York.
I was like, oh, welcome to the cigar
bar.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. So let's go to the comments here we got going on. So Bernardo wants us to choose. He says midichlorians or enphasers. Trek versus Worth. You have to choose a side. No.
Midichlorians. I don't know. Yeah.
But would a Galaxy-class starship withstand a battle with an Imperial Star Destroyer? That's the question we should be asking in the world.
Well, I mean, Star Trek. What do they have? Phasers, and they have those photons that come out. I haven't seen
Well,
much.
Star Wars, they have blasters.
Yes, I haven't seen much firepower within a Star Trek episode.
Well, they really haven't done much battling. Like,
yeah, I know. Star Wars
battles.
is like destroying planets.
You know who did a heavy battle? Well, actually, they had a heavy battle. Well, last year on the Orville. You ever watch that? Are you familiar with that?
What is that?
So the Orville, you know the guy that did the Family Guy?
Okay. The father? Who? The character?
He's the main character. Okay. I don't watch Family. I've never seen Family Guy, so I don't know. But that guy, the creator, he created this thing called the Orville, which is kind of a Star Trek Next Generation kind of tribute. A little more comedic, but pretty serious. Well, they had this battle with one of the enemies in the show mid-season, and it was absolutely epic. Like, you've never seen this kind of space battle in television before. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, a couple weeks later, Star Trek Discovery has another battle.
Okay.
And it was as epic. I was like, oh my God, Star Trek totally answered.
There you
that.
go.
It was very Seth MacFarlane. That's what his name.
Seth MacFarlane. Okay, yes. That guy. I didn't know he knew a lot about sci-fi.
Who?
Seth MacFarlane. I got that he's more comedy.
He's a big sci-fi.
Yeah,
he's a big sci-fi. I guess he's a big sci-fi. Well, at least big Star Trek fan. So George is saying that yes, it is an end of the legacy in Nat Sherman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Say what happened? What's happened with end of legacy? Oh, yeah, George. That's new news to me. It's breaking my heart all the time. I'm hearing all these businesses shutter. It's going to be a different New York now these days.
A different New York. Yeah. So how is the city now? Like, you've been there off and on now.
Dead.
What does that mean, dead?
All right. You used to see a lot of foot traffic. There were tourists everywhere. A lot of people coming from Long Island, New Jersey, what have you, even from other states.
Oh, those B&T types.
Yeah, Bridge and Tunnel for you guys out there. Jay, you know about that back in the 80s.
All about that.
I think we talked about that term. Would people know about that? Would they know that
Gina,
reference?
do people know about that term now?
B&T? I've never. Yeah, I know.
That's kind of what we call people that
yes.
At the clubs. They were like, oh, those B&Ts, we're not going to let them in. It's like,
right.
That was terrible.
But it's dead. Okay, so, I live in Chelsea, 15th Street, really, hopping neighborhood. Very active. You got Google on one side, you got everything around. And, by 9 o'clock, if you walk out the building, you look, east and west on 15th Street. There's not a soul.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of scary. I mean, it's kind of scary.
Like, I see this guy on YouTube, this guy named Louis Rossman.
Yes.
Who owns this.
I saw that guy yesterday.
You
yes. I saw the episode. He did talk about how he started his business. Okay. And he didn't belong there. He didn't feel like he was a millionaire. Is that the guy?
Yeah.
Fixes electronics?
Yeah. Yes. He sits there like in his couch or something.
Yes.
But he does these videos where he bicycles through New York City and just talks about whatever he's talking about. And like, he's been showing lately these last few weeks the city, and it's shocking how empty it is, and how many stores have closed.
Yes, that's a shame.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he's also talking. I mean, people are talking about the rents aren't coming down, so retail space is astronomically $30,000, $40,000, for the rent for a month. So I don't understand how that is viable.
I think a lot of those people they have so much money, it doesn't matter to them. If it's empty, it's empty.
It's empty, yeah.
They don't. It's a whole nother way of thinking. I mean, I don't know if
it's an asset class that people park their money in.
But I think that's more in New York. I don't know if that's going to be necessarily true in other cities around the country as businesses shut down.
Right. I hope that's one of the.
Well, did you hear today? I just heard today, Ipanema.
Oh, no. Really?
Man, it's horrible. They're going to shut. I don't know if they shut down already or they're going to, but. And so, for those of you who may not know what Ipanema, so there's a restaurant that I've been going to for now 20 years, ever since Polly introduced us. Because Polly used to hang out there when she lived in the city. It's called Ipanema. It's on 46th Street in Little Brazil, and they do Bahian Brazilian food, like northern Brazilian, and it's just epic meals. Like it. I'll go to the city, mainly for the chef's conference lately, but I'll go there, and we'll go to different restaurants, Le Cuckoo, Daniel, Frenchette, I mean, Per Se, you know, whatever cool, hip restaurant, great restaurant, like really high-end restaurant. But the one restaurant that I'll go to year after year, again and again, every time, is Ipanema.
Yes, hands down.
And man, to see them close, dude, that is just, that is the worst.
Vatapá, that dish of the seafood, that I got hooked on that.
Yeah, with that cream sauce.
Yes.
Holy God, that is good stuff.
And then the mariscada. It's a Brazilian stew with soup and the lobster and the shrimp.
Yeah, the mariscada is good. And the beef portuguese. Actually, that's kind of all you need to order. That triumvirate. That's it.
And there's this breaded cheese that they serve out before you have your meal.
Or the powder queijo.
Yes, there we go. Nice. I love that
good
stuff.
And then you get it with the potato, the patatas bravas, and then the rice, the black beans. Yes. Holy.
Delicious.
So George wants to know, is Frankie and Johnny still open?
I don't know. I've never been to Frankie and Johnny. So
I haven't been there either.
Sounds familiar, and I want to know where that's at. Is that a steak joint, George?
Oh, I guess Gina's saying that it is open.
Oh, yes, it is. Okay, Gina. Gina's also a great restaurant.
Was she big into restaurants?
Yes,
excellent.
She has some friends. Or she has a friend on the Lower East Side that has an Italian restaurant that she went to 2 nights ago, and she says it's amazing.
What kind of?
It's on Avenue A. I think I don't know if it's maybe Gina can answer.
Avenue A.
Yes.
Man, there was a time when I used to live in New York City, right? Back in like the late 80s. What's up, Bob?
Posto
Acanto. Oh, excellent. So when I was at NYU, man, Alphabet City was like super dangerous. Like you never went there. And I remember like maybe by the mid 90s, I was coming to the city and I was going to see Gary. So I called up Gary. I said, "Hey man, what's going on tonight?" He's like, "Oh, we're hanging out at this place, like on 2nd and B." And I was like, 2nd and B? I'm not going there. You're crazy? He's like, no. It's different now. And I was like, it's different now? Well, I don't understand. I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
How is it different? I'm going to get killed.
So, yeah, you're right. So in the 2000s, I was okay on Avenue A. But going to B, Avenue C, that was kind of sketchy.
In 2000?
In 2000, yes.
Okay.
Thompson Square Park, a little bit of, drug activity still there. It's kind of seedy and
Tompkins
sketchy.
Was like rough, man. It was rough.
Yeah. But remember, we hooked up with Gary, went to Mini Thai Cafe. First time I had awesome Thai food that day.
Mini Thai? Where was that? That was on
It was on 7th and Avenue A.
Yeah, okay. Gosh.
The whole fish, that's the first time I had.
Oh, that pad flour or something like that.
Yes. The whole fish, and then the
whole fish that's fried.
That's fried.
With the with the veggies and like that kind of almost sweet sauce.
First time I ever had Thai iced tea with the condensed milk.
Yeah, that's good.
And then the sticky rice and mango, obviously.
That's good. So Gina says it's like New York in the 80s.
What the vibe now?
I guess I don't know. The 80s was pretty busy, wasn't it? I remember it was pretty dangerous. Like we would get into fights.
Yes, not as safe.
Oh, not as safe. Oh, okay. Oh yeah,
I don't know. I'm tending to believe that, not believe that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just sheltered and isolated in Chelsea. Maybe I haven't seen a lot of crime or whatever. But yeah, there is that aura. There's a little bit of aura. I don't know if that's just mental games. People are putting that into your head. I don't know. I haven't experienced it yet. So there is a lot of homelessness that kind of scares me a little bit. But,
well, I wonder is it are there more homeless or is it just more exposed? Because
there's more homeless.
Well, because I'm asking because like in Hamden we've got. Especially earlier in the pandemic when we had when the shutdown was, when everyone was shut down at home, right? Like I would, on our street, like you would see all these like homeless and like, druggies, and you're like, wow, there's a lot. But then you see their face and you realize, well, these are the same people that have been here for 10 years. It's just that there's no one else here to like obfuscate them. Mm-hmm. Is it more like that or
No. I
Okay.
mean, I know that some faces are familiar to me every time I walk, the neighborhood, and I'll recognize, so I talk to them. Like I've got a friend still that she's homeless and she comes over from Brooklyn, but then there's other faces that I just don't, I've never ever seen before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's shockingly sad.
So Gina's saying too much prostitution on the street.
What? I've never seen that. Who says?
I'm gonna have to go.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to come up to the city.
Giuliani cleaned it up. Oh, are we talking about the 80s? And
More
not
and more exposed, I would say. A lot of boutique hotels with term. Oh yeah, I've heard that they've changed into homeless shelters. Wow.
I know.
Huh. So it's a buyer's market now. Is that what you're saying, Gina? It's a buyer's market.
What, for rents or
for
to
prostitution?
Buy? Oh, okay. Well, I haven't seen. I haven't seen that yet.
YouTube might like strike us on this. Oh, she'll send a video.
Okay.
All right. Very nice.
So back to Alphabet City. Jay and I were hanging out. He finds this Japanese tea place.
I found. Oh, recently.
Well, yes, recently.
Last year when I was there.
And this is on Avenue C. So the gentrification is happening.
Oh yeah, that was at like 29th and C.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really spread.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that Avenue C is fine. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that tea place was really. If you ever go to, well, I don't know if they're going to be open. Who knows? But I think it's called 29. It's a real nice. Did you have the tea when you were there?
Yes, I was with you. Yeah, because I came and visited you, and then I had the matcha tea. It's kind of sweet.
Yeah, they do a really nice job there. Real nice job.
Nice presentation.
Wish any comments? So yeah, Frankie Johnny's still is open.
Is it? Okay.
I'll check that out. That sounds good. That sounds very good. I'll have to go to El Posto. Who knows when we'll be able to go there? But
Del Posto?
When we go, El Posto.
El Posto.
Her friend, Gina's friend's place.
Del Posto that's another Lydia establishment.
Oh yeah. What was the place we went to that was close to your house? Several years ago, that one place they went to where we're sitting at the bar and they're cooking.
Oh
right there.
yes, the open kitchen
I can't remember
concept.
the name of that.
The open kitchen concept.
Yeah.
That's when it first came out. Yes, I can't remember. That was Italian as well. That
I
was
read
delicious.
about that in Food Arts many years ago, and I was like, we have to go. And
right.
That was like 10 years ago. Or
that
so?
was on Hudson Street.
Yeah.
Right by the corner bistro. So if you're at the corner bistro, it's like in that vicinity, right around the corner.
It's between Avenue A and B and East and Second. Oh, that must be. That's the Il Posto Accanto. Excellent. So what is everybody out there smoking tonight? Drop it in the comments. Let us know what you're smoking. What else you're drinking. This one, how's it coming for you? What do you think about this?
Yeah, this is good. It's smooth. It's got a lot.
Smooth.
Yeah. I
think it's got some nice cacao notes. There's even like a pepperiness, like a red pepperish kind of thing to it.
Yeah.
Even a little bit of nuttiness.
Yeah.
Some leather.
Nuttiness, yes.
Yeah, Rusty, I started reading Food Arts, man, when I was still living in Hawaii. So it was like maybe the late 80s, early 90s. Man, I love that magazine. I was really sad when it was a food magazine for the industry. And they were always about the cutting edge of stuff, and it was just beautifully done. I met the publisher once many years ago. This really nice woman. But they stopped publishing it. Gosh, what is it, Rusty? Maybe like, God, maybe it might be 10 years already. Ooh, Tabernacle, Connecticut 142. That's a good cigar. That's another Nicaraguan. Mm. Hey, Tony, do you know much about this Stolen Throne? Like where it's from and all that? Oh, so there's Al. Al has been on the show many times already. He just smoked the STFU. Stupid sweet, tasted like diabetes.
Oh, wow.
So what
I
this
can
is,
hear
so
you.
a few weeks ago, we did this one cigar called the Brûlée from a company called Dunbarton Trust.
Okay.
And this cigar, when you taste it, it's sweet. It's not very sweet. Like, I don't know if you ever tried any of these cigars, like a Swisher Sweet that's really sweet.
Never.
Tried that? So
No.
when you put it to your lips, you can taste a sweetness, a sugary type sweetness.
Okay.
And it's made by this guy, Steve Saka, who is very well regarded in the cigar industry. And he swears that it is not a sweet tip cigar, that it's not treated. However, a lot of people say that it is. And so we wanted to smoke it and try it. So we did. And it's an interesting cigar because it is sweet, but it's a light sweetness. However, it's only at the tip.
Not the rest of the wrapper.
Right. So like when I was tasting,
Well, that would burn
I actually
crazy,
tasted
wouldn't it? If it did.
No, well, I don't know. I'm not sure. But as I was tasting, I did taste the other part of the cigar. There's no flavor of that sweetness. And so he got so tired of all these people online saying that it's sweet, it's sweet, it's sweet, it's sweet, that he created this thing called the STFU, right? Which, you know, I guess he was kind of mad. So it's a set of like 5 cigars with just like, I guess, some kind of generic labeling like, to identify each one, but not to identify them. And I guess each one has different levels of sweetness or different versions.
Okay.
And sometime later this month, he's going on his Facebook account, he's going to reveal what the cigars are. But it's supposed to be designed to put an end to the question of whether it's sweet tip or not. So that's what it means by the STFU. Okay. You know, shut that. You know,
yeah.
You know. So, and so it looks like Eric just cracked a box of El Productos. Nice.
Tattoo what? Was that Black Label?
Oh, Catuai Black Label. Oh, Brian's nice to see you, Brian. Good. So the Black Label is this one cigar that was released by Catuai several years ago. That in their Bellicoso shape is excellent, just amazing, beautiful cigar. So that's really nice. And then Bernardo's going through a Man of War ruination. And Man of War is a cigar line made by Cigars International. Also, really a nice, solid line. Not heavy and full bodied like this, but really a nice medium bodied. All right, so let's hear what Al says. Al says before they started the brand, they had a dinner with other industry people, and they made a comment about the table being full, and they would have to steal a seat. Thus, the stolen throne. Ah, okay.
Is that right? It's Virginia? I mean, VA, based out of VA.
Oh, it's based out of Virginia. Oh, yeah. The Watley got the name, makes a good story. Ah, the way they got the name. Okay. Well, and then Food Arts ended in 2014 already.
Man of War.
Oh, by AJ Fernandez. Yeah, good. All right. So yeah, we got all the answers here.
Good. Yes. I don't know. My always go-to is always Arturo Fuentes. I don't know why. Just
any particular one in the Fuente?
The Robusta Rosado. Is it Rosado?
Oh yeah. So where do you usually get that from?
I'll get that from Nat Sherman.
So where are you going to go now that Nat Sherman's closed?
I don't know.
Gone.
I don't know.
Because Cigar Inn's kind of far.
That's kind of far. That's on the Upper East Side in Turtle Bay.
Although that's a great shop. We usually go there when I'm in town.
They were open late. Now I don't know if they closed early. Remember that one time we were like, why did they close at 11? That's crazy.
That's right. Because they got, so I think, they got a new owner was it last year or the year before? They got a new owner. So this place, Cigar Inn, is on 52nd and 1st.
Something else.
And for years ago, we would go there, and like we would go there a Tuesday night, right? And Tuesday night, we're there till like 2 in the morning. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous.
You couldn't get a seat.
And like, but I think they changed owners, and so about a year or two ago, we went in like on a weekday night, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to be closing at 11." It's like, what? It was like 10 o'clock, and we're like,
early.
11.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think they are still open till really late on the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. But for the longest time, they were open 7 days a week till like 2 o'clock. It was pretty epic. Actually, the most epic time I had there was it must have been like 6, 7 years ago. I was in town for the Star Chefs conference, and I go up there because I was staying at the Hyatt that year. And they were renovating the Hyatt at Grand Central, so they were like dirt cheap, like $80 a night, right? So I stayed there, and it was a Monday night. I go up to Cigar Inn, and I'm like, all right, Ravens are playing tonight. I'm going to watch it. They're on Monday Night Football. Right. I roll in. I'm ready to support the team.
Yes.
Well, it turns out they're playing the Jets.
Oh, you're the only Raven fan in there.
And everybody there is Jets.
Like this.
And I was like, oh, shit, I'm in trouble, right? So I'm sitting there, and we're beating them. Like, we're spanking them, right? And so we're spanking this team, and everybody's just angry and dejected. And so every time we get a touchdown, everyone's like, ah! And I'm just sitting there like this. I'm just sitting like... But it turned out to be quite epic because I'm standing there. I'm sitting at this table. Before I move to this table, as people start to leave because they're losing really hard. And there's this guy, and he's kind of dejected, and he's like, I was like, oh man, you're having some nice wine at the game, and he's like, oh man, I've had enough. Right. So he's like, hey man, I didn't finish this, but why don't you drink the rest of it?
Okay. Man,
it was this bottle of like 1970 something era Petrus.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, holy! Yes. I was like, oh my god! I took that back to the hotel room. I was like, oh, Petrus. What kind of Lord has shined upon me tonight?
Yeah, exactly. Just the charity of that guy just giving it to you. Oh, wow.
So Brian wants to know, what's the photo in the background? The photo in the background is a painting done by Jesse Flores of Nicaragua, and he used to be the head art director for Drew Estate. So it's actually an oil painting of a Liga Privada number 9 glass or crystal ashtray with a partially smoked dirty rat. So really well done. Actually, I got that when I was in the cigar safari down there back in 2014.
Where? From where, Jay?
From Nicaragua.
Oh, Nicaragua.
So Drew Estate is that. Are you familiar with Drew Estate?
No.
So they're a manufacturer of cigars. They're fairly popular. They do the one that's called Acid.
Oh,
yes.
Like
the big one.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
they're like really like there's the Acid that's like one of the best selling cigars in the country, and there is the Liga Privada, which that guy Steve Saka, who we were talking about earlier, was the one that he used to run Drew Estate, and they created that for him, the Liga number 9, and so they do these tours for cigar enthusiasts through their cigar shops, and you go down there for like 3 days, and it's just cigar debauchery. So they have dorms you stay in, they feed you, they give you tours of all the factory and all the farm and everything. They show you the entire production, and they give you nonstop cigars. I mean, it's like you have this smoking room where it's filled with cigars, and you can smoke whatever you want, how much ever you want. Right. It's utterly it's cigar hedonism. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful.
That sounds a great place to relax and enjoy and educate and whatever. Just get involved with the process.
Yeah, and you're smoking till like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Yeah. Getting up at 6 in the morning.
Oh wow.
It's a good time, man. It's a good time, especially with guys that you get along with. Right. This is smoking very well. I just lost part of it now. Yeah, so if you're interested in trying this one, I got this again at the Tobacco Leaf in Jessup. Rahul's got these. So if you need to get some, call them up. They're a $10.50 MSRP. So in Baltimore, in Maryland, they're probably about $11.50 or so, $12.
Okay. That's good.
So Brian says here, I went to Cigar Inn right after they opened. It was dead, and the owner of Cigar in Phoenix expected me to come back with rave reviews, haircut, shoe shine, smoking, a big hit. Oh. How long ago was that, Brian? Oh, and then George is moving on to a Padron 5000. Okay. Excellent choice. Excellent choice. Oh, okay. Evidently, it was a big hit. Oh, that was a while back then that you went down there. What was that place we went to in the Village? Village, was it called Village Cigar?
No, that was Cigar Barn Books. Barn had that Barn Books or whatever.
No, there was no books there.
No, I know, but it's,
no,
it felt like a library.
The one that's the one we sat kind of outside.
Yes.
What's the place we went to the basement?
Oh,
were you there for that?
No, I don't think I was in it.
Oh man, I think I might have gone. I went to this place. I think it was called the Village Cigar.
Okay.
In the Village, right? And so it's really narrow. So you walk
on 7th Avenue, that little tiny corner.
That's Village Cigar. No, it was something else, another name. But it was, I think, on Bleecker. But it was this really kind of narrow. You walk in, and it's kind of narrow lengthwise, and the humidor's to the right, and it was decent sized. Well, for New York City, it's kind of. I mean, if you compare it to like Nat Sherman, it's small. Yeah. But it was decent sized, and they had some really esoteric stuff. Like at the time they had like dress boxes of the Catuai monster, the werewolf one. What do they call that? But you would buy your cigar, and then I asked me, "Do you have seating that would go downstairs in the basement?"
Oh no! I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh man!
You were with me
yes, I was with you. And some producer came in.
That
and it was like really low key, and all these guys knew him.
Yeah. They were all like production types.
Yes, exactly.
Because it closed like that next year.
No, that's on West Broadway, J&R or something. J&R. Oh,
no, not J&R. That's not J&R.
No.
Because J&R is a big company.
No. I know. It's right down. It's on Broadway. I know exactly where we're talking about.
Yeah, because we sat. It was all like.
Yes.
It was really like a basement.
Yeah.
It's not even like a lounge. It was like a basement that had like janky seats, rickety folding seats, boxes you would sit on.
I remember that place. That's a great place too.
That was one of the greatest times.
Yeah, that's a good place too. And people would best is like also hanging out on the street with Cigar. But we just, I don't know if it was hot that day.
No, it was cold. It was cold. It was
okay,
winter. Yeah, it was a winter. Yeah. Because I never come up
that
in
place.
The summer.
Yeah, that was epic. That place is legendary too. Yes, I know.
Unfortunately, that's long gone now.
Yeah, no, that's a great place too.
Did you ever go to what's it, Club Macadoodle?
No, on the Upper East Side. No.
Yeah. Because you got to dress up
and tie,
jacket. And you can't wear sneakers, no jeans.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to be comfortable.
It's nice. I went there once.
Yeah.
And then I was disappointed because Eric Rice.
Yes.
He was a member there for a while.
Really? Okay.
Actually, he was a member for like a year. And I was even texting with him. I was like, "Hey man, I come back up. We need to go there." He said, "All right." So when I was there last year,
okay,
I texted him. I was like, "You still a member?"
Yes.
He's like, "No." Man.
Okay. All right. And then there's also the Carnegie Club. Huge space.
Oh yeah. That was
tables.
Nice. That was expensive. That was expensive.
Yeah, the Carnegie.
Because we had to what? We had to. Was there a cover? It was a cover.
It was a minimum.
A minimum.
You had drink. You had to. There was a drink limit too. You had to order drinks.
Yeah. You're right. Because we sat upstairs. Really nice service though. A nice jazz band. Beautiful setting.
Yeah, I think the average was like $25 cigar. They had house cigars as well as, labels there too. But, yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was a nice area. Dark, very dark.
Yeah. Actually, the one that I there was a place like that was similar with the pricing. Was that I was in London one year, right? So I was coming to London, so I texted my cousin. I said, "Hey, I'm coming to town. Let's get together." I don't know why, but he was like, "Oh, let me get you a room. I want to take care of your room." And I was like, "Well, you don't have to. I'm fine. I just come hang out, because they're always like you always want me to come stay at their house, but their house is like an hour and a half or so from Central on the tube, and I'm like, well, it's kind of far. I'm only here for like a day or so."
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, no, I'll pay for a room, and then we'll come and hang out with you. So he bought 2 rooms, right? In at this hotel.
Yes.
In Earl's Court. So we go to this hotel. It's like 90 quid a night, right?
Okay.
So like,
Not too bad.
maybe like 90, I think it's
Yeah,
80
man.
quid, so like $90. We get there. Man, this place, it was one of the scariest places I've ever seen. Like, I was
Really?
scared to sleep.
Okay.
I mean, it was like a rat-infested dump.
Oh, damn.
Like,
Okay.
drug central kind of place, right? So, he paid for it, so I feel the obligation, so I'm going to stay there, right?
Okay.
I'm going to at
All
least
right.
do one night.
All
I'm like,
right.
I'm like, oh my God, man. I'm scared. I'm really scared of
All
this,
right.
man. And I've stayed in some shady places.
Right.
This place was definitely shady. And so he gets there, and I know he's so embarrassed, right? He's so embarrassed by this, right? He's like, no, we have to get you some other place.
Okay. Sweet.
So we found this hotel a block away around the corner in Earl's Court. So but it turns out that's like 250 quid. So it's pretty pricey, but it's gorgeous. It's awesome. Like, I was like, this is awesome. And so he pays for that. So now he's like 350 quid into it, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, hey, let's go out and have a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's not a big cigar guy, but I was like, okay, let's go and have a cigar. Let's hang out a little bit. Because now he's not going to stay in the city because he can't afford 2 rooms at this place, but then that's 500.
That's what I was going to say.
So he's already put in
All right.
he's already paid 160 quid for the other hotel.
Oh, yeah, that's
And now
a lot.
he's in for 250
right.
more.
That's okay.
So he's like 450 quid into it now. So he's like, I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, hey, let's go have a cigar. Let's go have some drinks. So I look up on Google, and there's a place called the Wellesley Hotel.
Okay.
And they have a cigar garden. Looks really pretty. They have we get there, and they have a minimum, like 50 quid minimum, at least. I can't remember, but it was pretty high. Right?
Okay.
And I remember we get there, I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's a lot of money. But I can't back out of it now because I'm like, well, it's like 200 quid now, right? So I'm like, oh. I was like, okay, that's fine. Let's just. The guy's into it for like 400 quid. I'm like, I can't be like, well, I don't have 150 quid to pay for this. So we had these cigars. It was a nice time, but it was just like, oh my gosh, man! Like these places you go to, some of them have these like minimums or minimum fees. And you're just like, oh my God, man, it's right. Better to go to James Fox.
What's a leisure pastime, so that you want to feel relaxed and comfortable, and then I guess that's how.
Yeah, when you're paying that kind of money, it's hard to feel relaxed.
Yeah.
What about Mom's? I've only been to the one in Hicksville, but I think they have Mom's. What's Mom's there, Al?
What about Mom's?
Man, I am just falling all over me. This. Have you been to the, what are the other cigars? Davidas? Doesn't Davidas have a shop there?
Yes, they do have a couple. There's one, I've been to one down in Exchange Place, downtown, in the new, right across from the Freedom World Trade. That's nice. Nice plush leather. Yeah, Davidoff's is nice. I've been to both Davidoff on Madison. It's on the corner of 53rd. And then there's another one on 6th Avenue. I haven't been to that one yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mom's Cigar, home of the Fable. I mean, is that in New York, or where is that located there, Al? Fable is a cigar. Fable, you mean by the cigar? Yeah, that's a cigar, right? I believe it's a Fable cigar.
Okay. Now, what are you smoking? Put down the...
Al's probably smoking a pipe. Oh, Long Island.
Ah, Long Island. I haven't been too much off of the Manhattan Island.
You're gonna been Long Island's kind of far.
That's kind of far. I'd have to have a car to go out to Long Island or take the Long Island Railroad, but that's far for a smoke. I've never been to Mom's. Okay.
Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. We're in Long Island, though. Oh,
My
it's
aunt
huge.
used to live in Manhasset.
Manhasset. Okay, it's a nice area.
You had to get out on the LIX to exit 36. She was right behind this place called the Americana.
Mm-hmm.
That like
Oh, that
fancy
mall. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
it was
forget
super
about that.
like.
That's Rolls Royce rolling up. Yeah, I know.
Well, she married this guy who
Americana.
came from the M&M Mars family.
Okay.
So they had some.
Yeah.
My understanding is that they had some money. They had some money.
Yeah, it's kind of ostentatious out there.
But you know, when I was good, like I would stay there like in the 80s. I would just they would leave a key under like this planter, and I could go there anytime I wanted. But it was like it was actually just a really normal kind of mid-century home. Really, really nice. You know, not too crazy. So Gina says, by the vineyards they have cigar rooms. North Fork going towards Montauk.
Oh, okay. North Fork.
And then
wineries out there too.
Yeah. And then Al says the big stores in Scarsdale.
Scarsdale.
So is mom's actually the name, or is that like an acronym for something else? Do you know? This is the guy, Brian, that we came back to.
Oh, yes, I remember. Yes. My car was parked. Something happened. You missed your train that night.
Yeah, I love the train. I love the train. I love the train. Yeah.
That's right,
what were we doing? What were we doing there? Where were we?
You were in town for something. I can't remember.
That's when I used to go to New York for. I think that was back in the era when I used to go there for more than just the chef's conference.
Right. Okay.
Because after a while, I only went there once a year for Star Chefs.
Yes, I remember, Ryan. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Mom's is the name of the shop, not just an acronym. Okay.
Yeah. Brian, what were you guys doing that night? I couldn't join you obviously because I was working or something crazy, but Jay comes up, rings me and says, "Hey, dude, I need a favor." I'm like, "Sure." You missed your train, and you needed to get home.
We went to Chop Suey.
Chop Suey, okay. Chop Suey.
Was that
Chinatown?
In the city, or was that? I guess that was still in the because I think we would not have stopped off someplace else, like in Jersey.
Oh, okay.
No, we wouldn't do that one.
That was late, at 12 o'clock. You usually go to Matsuo on your way back home.
Only during the day.
Yeah, during the
Was
day.
that Chinese place? Was that the one that we went downstairs?
What
was that place?
No. Sun Hop Shing.
Sun Hop Shing. Oh.
Yeah, no, that place closed down.
But this was a long time ago.
It might have been that. Okay, gotcha. Yes.
Then went to the band that played for the comedy show. Oh, we went to see PIC.
Oh, get out of here. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
And
yeah, PIC was
that's Eric.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so
PIC was the band that our friend Gary's in.
Yep.
That they were actually playing. They were the house band for a comedy show that Wanda Sykes was the host for.
Oh, that night? Okay.
No, the whole season.
Okay.
I think they were the
house band. Get out of here! Really? Season. They were opening for her?
Yeah, they were the house band. So they always think, like those talk shows, they have a band that plays.
Yeah, exactly.
They did that.
Okay. I miss PIC. Last time I saw them was Parkside Lounge.
We went to see the play about the kid who wants to just serve chop suey and be picked up. The play, holy moly!
Is it Broadway, off Broadway?
I've been off Broadway. No, I can't remember now. The last play I remember watching was what's the one with that was like, what was it called? Alphabet City. The one with the Muppets. The Internet is for Porn was like one of the big songs.
That really racy kind of
food.
Yes, I remember, but I can't remember that. I can't remember I have it in my head, and I remember seeing it.
Well, I remember that one. That play was back in 10 years
Avenue
ago.
Q, that's it. Yeah, Avenue Q.
Avenue Q, yeah,
that's it.
I went there to see it because I with Anisha.
Okay.
I was dating with Anisha. We went to meet everyone after the play. Man, I can't remember what that play is.
Avenue, is it still on? I think it is on the Lowe's.
Avenue Q still playing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Rusty, do you know if Avenue Q is still playing? That's a great show. I think that's a great show.
That's around there where Stomp was and
Oh, yeah,
East Village. Yeah, off Broadway.
Well, at the time, it was uptown.
Oh, okay.
Or like more like midtown.
We went to meet everyone after the play. Book of Mormon, time to go back.
Oh, everyone went to go see the play Book of Mormon. Oh. I heard Book of Mormon was good.
Yeah,
have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it. I heard it was good.
But you saw Hamilton.
I did see Hamilton. Hamilton was excellent. I mean, I loved it. I'm still hooked. I love the choreography, the music, everything. I don't know. It was just great. It kind of moved you. Yeah.
Oh, I do kind of remember that. So Rusty's like, Brian says that the play, they came out dancing to go boxes that fold up. That sounds interesting.
Closed last year in turn.
Oh,
okay.
That's too bad.
Yeah. All right.
Have you been to
Birdland, that's a jazz place in Midtown. Yes, I heard that was great. I haven't been yet, but if you want some awesome jazz, Birdland's the place to go. Yes, George, you're out. People have been telling me go. And I had a chance to go, but I didn't go that one night. I was just tired.
Well, it's probably one of those things where, like, if you're especially in the city, you're like, you've got plenty of time to check that out. Of course, now it's all gone.
Birdland is amazing. Yes.
Stomp was cool. So Blue Man. I did see Blue Man 2 off Broadway.
Yeah,
that was good.
That's on Lafayette.
Oh, actually, I saw that in Vegas.
Oh, Blue Man. Okay.
My cousin, she used to live in Vegas, and she was well connected. So she was like, "Let's go see." So we got free tickets. I'm like, "Oh, right on." Also, George saw John Coltrane's son there. That's awesome.
Get out, yeah. Birdland. That must have been awesome.
Actually, I think the one of the best jazz concerts I've seen was this one with there used to be a place here in Baltimore downtown called Ethel's Place.
Okay.
And it was right by where the Meyerhoff is now. And man, I was like 16, 17. I was 17. And I brought this girl that I was with back then. We went to see Wynton Marsalis play at Ethel Ennis's place. That was one of the best ones I've been to.
Is that around Charles Street? The Charles around that? Yeah,
totally. Gotcha. So Gina's like, a lot of surprise guests show up. Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine. John Coltrane's son. That'd be amazing. So how's that smoking?
It's good. It's really good. It's really good. It's getting a little bit hot, but it's still good.
Just slow down then.
Yeah.
You're smoking faster than me. Look,
Yeah.
Al, someone's smoking faster than me tonight.
I don't know. I love the flavor, and for some reason, I don't know. I need to slow down too and enjoy it.
Oh, Bernardo says he saw Dizzy Gillespie at Ethel's.
Oh, get out of here. Oh, man.
Yeah, Bob, he was in town after winning 2 Grammys. Oh, that's awesome. That would have been awesome to see. That would have been awesome to see him then. But I haven't seen much jazz at all lately.
No.
We used to go to this place in Northway.
North.
It's here in Baltimore. It was this small jazz club that was the neighborhood was a little bit rough at night, but people kind of like left you alone if you're going to this club. I can't remember the name of it anymore. I think Brian went with us a couple times.
Dizzy passed in midnight.
Doing the Dizzy. Oh, watch that was, yeah, man. Oh, Dizzy passed away, man. Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, the Blue Note. That's the one that's owned by.
The Blue Note. That's in the Village.
Isn't that owned by what's it? No, it's Blue Smoke. That's owned by. I'm thinking that guy that owns Gramercy Tavern.
Daniel Meyer.
Yeah, Danny Meyer. Yeah. But that's Blue Smoke. Yeah, the Blue Note is like really like. That's like famous in the Village.
Yes, Blue Note. Yes, there's a line always to get in there. It's like you walk past it and you see the line, and you think about it, and then I don't want to stand in the line. But, yeah.
So Rusty's saying that besides musical theater and jazz, Maryland Opera is doing another concert next month. They haven't decided yet what the date And Amy was asked from Amy's his wife.
Yes, she's the opera singer,
Yeah,
soprano.
yeah. Did you meet her?
Yes, we had
yeah.
dinner that night at your friend's place in Baltimore. The
Frenchette. Oh no. Oh, at Hugo.
Chez
Hugo. Yeah, that closed too, man.
Oh no.
They just announced their closure. It's very sad. Yeah, so if you had the chance, maybe come back for that.
She's got excellent. Yes, I know. She had a couple at the up there at Lincoln Center.
Yeah, she played at the Met 2 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
Cotton Club. Is that still open, the Cotton Club?
That's like Midtown West. I don't think it is. But...
I haven't been to Harlem.
Oh, I thought Cotton Club. Yeah, okay, Harlem. I didn't know it was. I guess it wasn't.
It has to be. I haven't been there. I haven't been to Harlem since like '91. Okay. We were doing this. We were watching a show at the Apollo. So we took the train up to 125th Street, and I remember my buddy who I was with. He was scared.
In the Harlem. Yeah. Back in the.
Well, this is '91, so yeah, it was different. Like there were no yellow cabs there.
No, I know. After 125th Street, forget about it. Yeah, Cotton Club, 125th, Riverside.
Oh, in Riverside, okay.
Okay. I'm thinking of Copacabana. That's the one.
Where's that?
Copacabana is like on the west side. It used to be over there by Javits. Now it's different. 4 floors of dancing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, 125th. Okay, there we go. So Gina knows someone that we can go check it out with.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Yeah, so everyone, when Amy does come down to Baltimore to sing with Maryland Opera, it's well worth seeing. She's an amazing talent. I'd say she's one of the upcoming stars of opera in the world today. I mean, kind of like an Anna Netrebko kind of vocal.
She's also a professor, or she teaches at.
She does teach.
Brooklyn College. And wasn't she down here recently at some kind of vineyard?
Yeah. She was with Maryland Opera. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, when things settle down, we should head up to the Cotton Club. Okay. I'd like to check that out.
Check that out too.
But is it? But I heard that it's different now. Like there are yellow cabs up there now, or still no more?
Yeah, 125th Street. Yeah, it's different. That's big corporate.
They have like
chains. Yes, exactly. Sephora's up there, Mac's up there, everything is up there now. It's so commercialized,
Times have changed. Well, Gina, you have to come down and watch the show when she comes to town.
Okay.
You have to bring her down.
Yes. So any more past this COVID stuff? Any more travel plans on the horizon? I miss travel so much, Jay. That it's kind of turned me down to like, oh, man, it's just because New York is such a hub to travel anywhere cheap. And my passport started getting stamped with different countries now, but now that all stopped.
Where would you like to go to first? When this all clears up, we can go somewhere.
That's a good point. Probably Spain. Go more back over to Europe side.
Oh yeah, Spain.
Yeah.
Any place in Spain in particular?
North Africa. Casablanca, Fez, Morocco.
I've not been to that part of Africa yet.
Yeah, you can. I want to go.
Man, I know if you go to Spain, right, there's a place just outside of Leon, Spain, in the north, but not quite the Basque territory.
That's the Basque, yes.
Man, I went to this steak restaurant there.
Yeah.
It's called Bodega El Capricho. Mm-hmm. Man, these people, there's this type of cattle called buey, B-U-E-Y. And this guy who owns this place called Bodega El Capricho, he works with these farmers, and these are more like oxen, right? So the buey is really kind of an oxen. You know, in America, the cattle that we use here for beef is probably only like 2 or 3 months old, maybe 5 months at the oldest.
Tender, right?
These things, these oxen are like 15 years old. Like the oldest are 15 years. So they're really, it's a whole different meat experience.
Is it tougher meat or is it?
It's I guess it's tougher meat. It's got this, like, you look at when you go to the kitchen, they've got these like primal cuts, these massive primal cuts that are just sitting out,
right?
And you know, it's just a darker red. It's just really hard to describe. And after my meal, they showed me their aging lockers. You know, they got sides hanging, and it's all this like super age. Like some are 8 years, some are 15, and it's really interesting when you go there and it's built on these like wine caves. So you go downstairs, and it's basically these caves that are carved out of the rock, and there's little outcroppings, so you can have like a table for 2, or then you go to this more cavernous space where they've got larger tables for 4, 6, or 8. But it's really specific. So they bring you so let's say you order like I forgot what the terminology they're using. They were basically like a côte de boeuf, right?
Okay.
So they bring you this. They bring you the cut to the table. They show you the cut, and this is the cut. It's like, oh, okay, great. And then they cook it, but you don't get a choice. Like here in America, we say, you know, they want you to, you know, how you want, medium rare, well done. Well, they don't ask that. The chef, the owner, is going to cook it the way that he thinks is right, and you're just going to eat it that way. And it's pretty rare.
Pretty rare, okay.
But it's
bloody,
not bloody, but it's so like aged that there's really no myoglobin that's coming out of it. It's just really well aged, and it's just so unctuous. So it's just a completely different experience, but well worth doing. The problem is
tender, but it's I can
it's kind of tender. It's tender.
It's not bloody, but it's like that purplish kind
of super purple. Right. It's not like you know, you eat some cuts that are really tough that are really. It's not like that.
It's not like that.
Completely different. Okay. It's an experience unlike you'll ever have in any. It was named the best steak in the world by some group, and I remember watching I think it was a Netflix show. I watched it and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So I happened to be in Italy. I think I was in Africa. So I was going to Italy after to meet some friends. And then I was in Africa. In Italy, and I was like, man, I got to check this place out. So I emailed them, and I was like, hey, man, can I come eat? And they're like, well, actually, we're kind of closed until this certain date, which I was still in Europe at that date. And I was like, well, can I come this time, on this date, like this Friday night, and can I come for dinner? So I jumped on a flight and went there.
From Italy? Okay.
From Italy.
Yep.
And turns out that, like, because it's 3 hours from Madrid, everybody eats at lunch there. So lunchtime is packed and really hard to get a reservation. But then dinner, it's really easy to get a reservation because nobody's there. Like, I was like maybe one of 3 or 4 people eating that night. And in Spain, you don't really eat dinner until 9:30. Like, my reservation was 9:30 at night.
People are still probably working.
You know, because they have a different.
Siesta.
They have that siesta thing,
and they're working at 7 and 9.
But it's a wonderful place to check out.
Very nice.
Spain and Paris. Yeah, you should go to Paris.
That's on my bucket list too.
Brian, it's a $300. I think it was like $200 or $300 at the Midway place, but worth it. I think it's worth it.
Seating in caves. I can't.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. Your cell phone doesn't work because it's underground, but
okay.
Like, I couldn't post to Instagram until I got back to the hotel. So Gina wants to go to Paris now.
Yes, her daughter's in Paris.
Oh, really?
She's studying at the Sorbonne.
At the Sorbonne?
Yeah, Sorbonne, and studying 5 different languages.
5 languages?
Yeah. She's a great singer too. She's got something posted in her daughter's got a beautiful voice, and she just posted something.
5 languages, singer, and Sorbonne.
Yes.
Wow.
Very
I
talented.
feel like an underachiever now.
I know. Yeah.
I haven't done anything in life. And you want to know if you failed in life, you talk to your daughter. It's like,
Yeah, exactly. What am I spending my time on?
What can you speak? English. English.
So I'm out. Mine just.
We liked. Yeah. But that lasted well. That's dangerous now. That's dangerous right there. So Gina, when you're in Paris, where do you like to stay? Paris University. Is that mean that it's in the 7th?
Sorbonne and Paris University. Okay. Yes.
Wow.
See, that's where her daughter is.
God, that's amazing. That's one of those.
I tell her.
It's one of those things where you go to the school. It's like, where do you go to school? Sorbonne. Like, well, you got it made up to that point. You're like, it's like going to Harvard or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell her no one's like show off. Well, you know, just all you got to say is, what do you do in life? Well, I speak 5 languages.
Yes.
Well, everyone else is,
Well, I think in Europe, a lot of people speak different languages, and that's how they can adapt. Really
That's
easily
true.
Because it's easy to travel.
But I think even in Europe, 5 is a lot. That's quite an achievement. A lot of Europeans I know, they can speak like maybe 3 languages.
Yeah, pretty much.
Paris is beautiful. The food is incredible. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Food, yes, I can imagine.
Me too,
English
Brian.
by
English by focus, yeah. Oh, veal spot. What is the veal spot? Tell us.
Have you ever had horse?
I have not. When I stayed in Paris, there's this like market across the block from where I stay, and they have it at the market.
Right.
And I thought, oh my God, I would like to try that because you can buy it like packet meat.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a place to cook, so I haven't tried it yet.
I've had horse in Iceland. It was good. I enjoyed it. Chinese, laughing out loud. Yes.
Went to Paris and Chinese. Oh, nice.
Chinese is hard. There's different kind of Mandarin, Cantonese. Oh my gosh.
You know, when I was in college, like there was a lot of Chinese students, and they had Chinese classes.
And then NYU?
No, at Catuai Lot in Hawaii.
Oh, in Hawaii. Yes. Okay.
And you know, I knew the professor, Zanella, and he was like, "Well, you should take the class." And I remember, I'm an American kid, so I was like, Chinese, that's hard.
That's hard. It's gotta be hard.
I can't do that.
Yeah,
I just said I wasn't going to do it.
Right.
But you know, looking back, I should have taken the class. I should have done it. I should have done it.
Oh, for the veal spot.
The veal spot.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Saint-Dom.
You're talking about Rue de Saint Dominique in the 7th, right?
It's
Gina?
Saint-Dom. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Paris, but yeah. Rue de what?
Rue de Saint Dominique.
Okay.
So if I'm thinking of the same place, I used to stay at this place. It's called the Hotel 7 Eiffel, and it's right on a place called Rue Amélie in the 7th district, and it actually intersects with a Rue de Saint Dominique.
Okay.
And Saint Dominique runs pretty much from the Eiffel Tower all the way into the 6th. So it's pretty long.
Okay.
But so George says we teach Chinese in PG Middle County. Wow, then why don't we go to I should have gone to PG County schools. English, Chinese, Spanish that would be amazing if we could do that. So yes, it is that.
Okay.
She knows. I know the place. I know the place.
Saint-Dominique.
Next time you go back on Saint Dominique, there's a place closer. It's closer to the Eiffel Tower, There's a cafe there called Cafe Constant. That's worth checking out. That's it. And then there's another place that does Basque food that's right off Saint Dominique in the 7th. And I would have to look up the name. I can't remember. It's really a wonderful joint too. Oh, she's been there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and Bob's been to the hotel.
Okay.
Actually, when I first found this hotel, this Tour Eiffel, and I think this is the time when Bob went there. It was actually labeled as a Best Western, and it was actually quite affordable, like maybe $100 US, right? So I stayed there for like 2 years, and then like the third year that I went, the owners had renovated the place and made it called the 7 Eiffel, and it became like, it went from this like country rustic simple place to stay to this really beautiful like boutique hotel. Mm-hmm. So when I brought my girlfriend at the time there, it was like super fancy, and they had like tripled the rates. I was like, oh crap. Yeah, but the location is amazing. Yeah. Amazing. There's another boutique that's across the called O'Connor's Pub that I like. Oh, O'Connor's Pub, all right. Yeah, definitely. I think Gina's the one to turn to for the. So, Gina, have you been to Pierre Hermé, the macaron guy, over in the 6th? This guy, he does these. He's the first place I went to
fresh to have that, right?
So the famous.
Right, coming out of the.
This guy. So, the famous place that's really known for macaron is I can't remember the name, and I've had theirs and they're good, but the first place I ever went.
Like
but they just do they're mainly looking at macarons, right? And but there's this other place called Pierre Hermé that I had heard about for years. So I went to him first, and he's got this boutique in the 6th district. I think maybe on Rue Saint Dominique. I can't remember, but and he's got super like esoteric and like really like interesting flavors and beautiful, exquisite like patisserie. Like just beautiful stuff. Mm-hmm. When you go, that's
beautiful. You're just
everything. It's just
like, where do I start? Or is it just macaron? Or just
no, they do more, but the macaron is really kind of like
what he's.
and he's got like just like it's just unlike anything I've ever seen. Like there's macarons, and they're very good. This guy is like a whole nother level. So whenever you go to Paris, actually he does have locations. Like I've been to his place in Tokyo. Because he's got a couple locations there, but his place there is amazing. Right. It's in Paris, Gina. That's in Paris. No, not La Maison du Chocolat. The other place that does. Gosh, I wish I could remember the name of the. There's the one that you see everywhere that they talk about that makes the macarons that are really really popular. But you should definitely go. If she's going to be your guide, you should definitely go. It's
first macaron I had was per se. They gave it a little doggy bag.
Yeah, that's right. Going home. Per se, that was an excellent time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in 2007, we went to Per se, which is Thomas Keller's restaurant.
Yes.
And I still think that was the best restaurant meal I've ever had. To this day.
What was that? They weren't cheap about the it was in a nice box with rice.
Yeah.
Come on, the truffle. It's not truffle.
God, that was just amazing.
It's not called truffle. It's called
truffle?
No, it's like a big, ball, and it looks. I think it was truffle. They shaved it over the risotto.
Yeah, the truffle. Oh God, that was crazy.
Yeah, they weren't cheap about that. They were really generous.
Yeah, so at this per se, what Tony's talking about, you get their set menu, and then if you want, you can add on. And so the full add-ons that night were a truffle risotto,
yes,
using white truffles from Alba, Italy, and then they also had a lobster course they would add.
That was amazing.
And so it was like another like $100 or $50.
Yes,
or
we just went all out there.
We went all out, and
you
so
might as well,
And so they come out with this this bowl that has a cloche over it, and they drop it in front of you. They remove the cloche, and this other guy comes out with this Ellie Blue humidor, the beautiful lacquered humidor, filled with rice and all the truffles.
Right.
And then they get the truffle slicer, and they start to shave.
Shave.
And so, like, you think that, like in most places where you go and you have truffles in the United States, they give you a little bit, right? Just they give you some. This guy is shaving the entire
Delicious.
knob, and he's
Delicious.
shaving it, and it's cascading not
Right.
just on top of the risotto, not just on top of the bowl. It's spilling over onto the table. I mean, I was like, wow. I was expecting
was
the
amazing.
captain to come out and be like, "Hey, you need to slow
Yeah,
down."
Michael, remember? He was in that book.
Yeah, that's right. But it was really an amazing experience. So Brian, Brian says the macaron should be bigger. So if you go to Pierre Hermé, like you get the truffles that are like this big, right?
Mm-hmm.
At Pierre Hermé, they have truffles that are like that.
Yes.
I mean, it's
nugget.
exquisite stuff. So let me see if I can find the name of this company that I'm thinking of. Macaron Paris. Maybe I should Macaron Paris. La Durée, that's it. So La Durée is the famous one.
Okay.
And La Durée is good, but Pierre Hermé, Pierre Pierre Hermé, Herme,
Right.
man, he's the wizard of macaron.
Okay.
And that was the very first macaron I ever had. No, the risotto. Did the risotto have seafood in it that night?
I think this one I had lobster.
Lobster? No, I don't. No, I think it was just. I don't know. I think it was just mushrooms, and then they added the truffles. It was really a simple risotto. Because one thing about Keller is very much about simple dishes, but just done like super exquisitely.
Yeah.
I think we spent like $1,500.
Yes, that's right.
It was expensive. But
Well worth it.
the best meal I've ever had at a restaurant. Ever.
And like you would think that the portions you wouldn't be full on. At the end of the day, because it's a 4-hour sitting.
Yeah, it was.
You're like, oh wow.
Like I don't know if I've said this to you, but I remember when we were in the middle of the meal, I was sitting thinking to myself, I was like, if I could get a reservation, and if I could stay as longer in the city, and if I could have the money to afford it, I would have done it again the next night.
Yes. Right.
It was that good. I was like, oh
it was
my God.
good. Yes.
But they lost their stars that one year.
I
Did you hear
heard
about that?
that. Yeah.
I think they reclaimed them, but they did like drop them down to 1 star, something like that. The New York Times.
So it's great too, Jay, because Jay, engaged Michael, who was the captain at the time. He was in his book. So we had the great experience of going into the kitchen.
Yeah, that was
seeing the 5-star Michelin. But you can only, I think Michelin's only a 3-star. So what does that represent?
I think that's Keller's, like, he wants to be a 5-star restaurant.
Oh, he wants to be.
That's his ambition.
All right. Yes.
5-star level of service. But Michael was interesting because he was, like you said, he was in that book.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the interesting things about that dinner was, so we went there in December of 2007. And in February of that year, I was in Chicago and I went to a place called Alinea. And Alinea is a restaurant run by this guy.
Chicago.
Oh my gosh, now I can't remember his name.
Okay. But I
I'm
remember
embarrassed.
there was a young woman that
Yeah, so
helped us.
At Alinea, I had this really amazing meal. And my captain at that meal was this Asian woman. And Grant Achatz, exactly. Rusty's perfect on that. Thank you. And I went to eat there. And as we were eating at Per Se, what's that, like 10 months later, our runner, one of the runners, was like, she just looks so familiar. And I was like, so finally I said to her, I'm sorry. I said to her something, maybe I said, I'm sorry, but did you work at Alinea? And she was like, yeah, I was at Alinea when you were there. And I was like, oh my God, man, that's craziness. That was excellent. That's excellent. So she had worked for Grant, and then now was working for Thomas at Per Se. And this was back when Rusty, who's the guy that runs Lincoln now? He was was it Eric? Well, at the time he was the chef. No, not Eric Ripera. So the We'll make Jonathan. I think Rusty will know who it is because Rusty's a chef also. So
yes,
the
Jonathan
Beno, yes, exactly. So Jonathan was the chef at Per Se when we ate there.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he was the chef.
All right. Okay. Amazing.
Yeah, a lot of good meals.
Were you surprised that they used the pods for coffee at that time?
No, because I think I knew that.
They had that. Oh, you did know that.
Yeah, because I think they were using.
Because I know
pods.
you're into coffee, and I was going to ask you. That surprised you that they didn't do like a Chemex or any kind of nice brewing technique back in 2007.
Yeah, no. Back then, most of the high-end restaurants were not doing coffee at a very high level.
Okay.
The first restaurant that I heard that was doing coffee at a very high level of that caliber was 11 Madison Park.
Oh, okay.
So at some point in time, they started doing like a very, I think they were doing vacuum pots at the table side.
Okay. Haven't been there yet, 11 Madison Park, but I heard that's amazing too.
So Gina wants to know, did I enjoy the wine pairing with the food?
We got that too.
Yeah. Did we get the wine pairing?
We did.
I thought we just bought the cheap bottle.
I don't know.
I thought we just bought the bottle.
Oh, really?
I think, okay, so here's...
No, I thought we had the wine pairing too. Maybe.
No, I don't think we did.
No?
Because I remember we had this bottle. So here's the sad part, Gina. So we're at Per Se, and Rusty will probably cry at this as well. So we're there at Per Se, and man, it's expensive. Like I'm like maxing it out completely. I'm like, oh my God. And there's some wines available, and they've got an amazing wine list, of course. And I remember us having a bottle of white wine, Louis Jadot, just real simple because
by the glass. Did we have?
No, we had the bottle.
Oh, we had the bottle.
But I was like, oh, Louis Jadot. So when I look at the pictures, like, oh, there's Louis Jadot. Not very inspired wine. But good.
Okay.
You know who I really had a great wine pairing was? Not too long before that, I went to Charlie Trotter before Charlie died.
Okay.
And I went to Charlie Trotter's and I had their set meal. And I also got the wine pairing there. And I thought there was a couple courses there that the wines really, really matched like amazingly.
Right.
Like there was a skate dish that they did.
Okay.
And the wine they paired with that was just like super on point.
Because I thought the sommelier came out and we said, all right, we'll do it.
Did we? Oh, you could be right. You could be right. I just remember us doing like cheap. But Gina, you're right. You got to go all in. But man, we're talking like like $300-400 bottles. Like that's going to escalate to like over like $2,500 total. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But
yeah, that was. So Rusty wants to know if we've eaten. I have eaten at 11 Madison. I went there probably 2009 to 11, but that was before they did the really nice coffee service. But that was excellent. Actually, we went to was it 2 years ago? We went to Le Coucou.
Le Coucou, yep.
Or was that? How was that? 2 years ago?
I feel like it was longer. Like 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay. I thought that was top notch.
Yeah, top notch. Yeah. That was great too.
Yeah, because we had. I remember
those guys left Balthazar. Or I don't know what the story was.
I'm not sure. But maybe Rusty. No, I'm not sure. Gene might know the story.
I thought they left Balthazar. Or no, that's Frenchette.
Oh yeah, Frenchette. That's right. That's the one.
Those guys, yeah.
Frenchette was very good too.
Because Le Coucou hit the New York Times that day. I mean, I told you about it.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, it hit the New York Times, and that was like a year before that. And I was like, "Gee, we got to check this out."
Yeah, because the guys at Star Chefs were talking about it.
Okay.
So my friends there, they're like, "Yeah, man, Le Coucou's a place to go." And then you were like, "Le Coucou." I was like, "Well, we have to."
Yeah.
So we just kind of went. So like these.
Oh yeah, we didn't even have a
Le
reservation.
Coucou is like super difficult to get into. So one thing that I've learned over the years is that if you want to go someplace that's really hard to get into, one strategy is to go either very early or go very late. So we rolled in like at 10:30 at night.
I was fine with that.
And I think they closed like at 11.
Yep.
The kitchen closed at 11. So kind of walked in, said,
didn't have any reservations at all.
Could we eat? And they're like, and that's usually what I say. I usually ask them, okay, can we come and eat? Because I learned that like one year we were coming up, it was like 2009, we're coming to the city. My friend Spike that owns Woodbury Kitchen. Mm-hmm. We're driving up to the city and we're going to take some cooking classes. Actually, we're taking from the guys that do food. Is it food ideas? You know. And so we're going to this. So we're heading up to the city, and we're talking about where should we go eat. Let's go to WD-50, which is Wiley Dufresne's old place. And again, WD-50 is really hard to get into. And so I just called them up. I said, hey, can we come and eat? And they're like, well, when would you like to come and eat? I said, well, when can you accommodate us? And they're like, well, can you be here at 5:30? I was like, well, we'll be there at 5:30. Right. So we went up there. So at Le Cuckoo, it was 10:30. We roll in. It's over in the Bowery. And I just walked up to the maitre d', and I was like, could we eat? Mm-hmm. And he's like, do you have reservations? No, we don't have reservations. Like, well, you can't do reservations. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have reservations. Like, well, let me see what we can do. Mm-hmm. And happily, they found a space for us. Mm-hmm. And because I was looking at them, I remember looking at the menu. The menu's kind of sizable. And they had a bunch of entrees, like 4 entrees. Mm-hmm. And I remember asking our captain, I said, hey, what do you think about these 2 dishes? Of these 2 dishes, what do you think? And she was like, well, what about I said, well, I'm not really interested. They had a filet mignon on the menu. And I said, well, I'm not really a big fan of filet. And she's like, well, you might want to reconsider the filet. And I was like, well, really? Because, filet for me is a little bit not too exciting. It doesn't really, it's tender, but it doesn't really have a lot of flavor, like a ribeye or something. And she just proceeds to describe how they prepare it with this like truffle sauce or like the foie gras and these side like things. And I was like, oh my God, that just sounds crazy. And all right, let's try it. And of course, it's like $60 for this one entree. Man, that was stellar. That was amazing, like amazingly done. Like I can't. It was so amazing that I can't even think of how to recreate it. Gina's been to Le Cuckoo then. Oh, good choice, good choices. Yeah, their wines were nice too there.
Yes.
Good times.
Good times. Really good times.
So how about you guys? Any favorite places to go to eat that you guys like anywhere in the world? Drop in the comments. Let us know. So are you done?
Yeah, I mean, this is getting too hot. And it's just,
Yeah, I mean, I've got it all. I've smoked it all the way down. Wrappers popping off.
I'm smoking more faster than you. I just burned that one.
That's all right. That's all right. It's good. It's good.
That's about the size too. I mean, I'm done pretty much at that.
Yeah, good. All right.
All right.
So how long are you in town for?
I'm leaving Sunday. I got an email today that they're starting to let people back into the office on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like, I don't know, I'm on the fence about it, but I'm kind of missing that social interaction with coworkers. It's going to be a staggered schedule. I'm concerned about safety, and I'm pretty sure they've got their, because it's a state regulation on 30% capacity, and they just want to keep everybody safe. So we'll see. Maybe it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 days work from home.
So they stagger their people coming in?
Okay. They'll stagger.
So you may go to the office and not have everybody there?
Right. I hope so. Yeah, I don't think they can do everybody at the same time. I don't think they're ready for that.
Now, is your offices pretty crowded normally? Or?
No, we only have 15 people on the floor, so it can be third out.
Is it a pretty big floor? Or?
Yeah, it's a pretty, half the size of because they own the floor from 42nd to 43rd. So imagine the stretch of, that from street to street. So we're on.
Wow, really? That's amazing.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, being back up in the city. But I think it's going to be, interesting to, I'm riding my bike, so I'm not taking the subway. So
is the subway really a concern for a lot of New Yorkers?
I think that, it is. I think as soon as it gets crowded, people are kind of like skittish about, transportation in the city. The trains and the buses and the subway.
Yeah. Kind of scary almost.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think people are still
I heard
not comfortable with it.
I think I saw a report where they said that like the subway ridership was way down.
It's down. Yeah, well, I haven't taken the subway in almost 2 years. So I
2 years?
Yeah, well, more than that probably. Ever since I've been riding my bike. I just use that means of transportation.
Wow.
To get to the office.
But you do pretty long rides too. As well,
I used to, yes. My average rides right now, they're low. It's maybe like 25 miles, 30 miles. But I love those 50-mile rides, 60-mile rides. Those are great. 2.5 hours on the bike. You're getting a good
You do
workout.
60 miles in 2 hours?
Yeah, I can do about 60 miles, 2.5 hours, close to 3 hours.
Yeah. I think it would take me like 4 hours, 5-6 hours to do that.
Good ride is, go up the West Side Highway, cross the GW, go up 9W, hit the market. It's about 25 miles up and then 25 miles back.
What market?
It's called the market on 9W, and everybody just stops there.
That's north of GW?
Yes, it's
Okay.
north of GW.
Wow.
It's like an alpine. It's like around, I think it's right past the Jersey border, or the Jersey, the Jersey line.
New York is?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And then as soon as you cross that, you're in the New York territory.
Brian also says he misses his coworkers too.
Yeah. It's not the same. I mean, doing emails is great, but, sometimes I'll find myself, I want to speak to somebody, so I'll call them. Just to, get the lowdown, see how everybody's doing.
So, Bernardo was telling me at one point earlier this summer that, like, one of the things that has changed with office workers, that he was saying that in the office, typically on a normal work day, around 4 o'clock, everybody starts to gear down to go home at 5 o'clock or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but during this pandemic, since everyone's at home, people are scheduling meetings at 5, 6 o'clock. Do you find that true with your work?
No,
okay.
Because I got these banker's hours where it's 9 to 5, and then at 5, everybody's like checking out already. Yeah.
Okay.
I think, we're all used to that, the 9 to 5.
So people aren't working longer.
No, you are. I am.
Okay.
I'm like spreading mine until like maybe 8, 9, because it's you can just jump on and do some stuff after hours. But so sometimes I'll start later, 10, and then I'll run till about 7, 8. And as soon as I see emails die down, I'm going to die down too. So.
Has productivity for the company decreased because of the pandemic, because everyone's at home, or is it remain the same? Or
I don't know. I'm busy, so I got projects that I got to do and just get things done. So it's a lot of emails and a lot of tasks that need to be done.
Well, I'm asking because I wonder, like, as everybody's been working from home, will companies start to really reevaluate whether they need to have all this office space?
I think so. Yeah.
Just let people work from home.
Yeah.
And, like,
I think if things are getting done, and if you're working from home, it's the same productivity. I mean, you cut out 2 hours from your average commute, and that's being, I guess, dedicated towards work if you're really into it.
Oh yeah, I guess if you're in Jersey, man, it's an hour commute in, right?
Yeah, that's saving you 2 hours. So,
Right on. Well, cigars are done. I guess we should sign off then.
Yeah, this was great, Jake. Thank you so
Yeah,
much
man, thanks for coming out. I appreciate you coming out.
I love it.
Thank you all for tuning in. It's been a good time again on a Thursday. We'll be back next week, Thursday at 8 o'clock. And coming up next week will be the Rocky Patel World Championship Mareva. And that's the, I don't know if you know about that, but they have this World Championship cigar smoking.
Okay.
And the goal is to smoke the longest. And they have this cigar where they've made that everyone smokes.
Is it that big tube?
No.
Okay,
it's like a small, like petite Corona. So it's only like that big.
Okay.
And you're supposed to smoke it slowly. And I think the winner last year, the world champion, 3 hours, 26 minutes. It's like, oh my gosh, man.
Wow. From a long, well, that's a slow,
it's a
slow burn. I don't think you could. Is that physically possible?
Oh, he did it. The guy did it.
And just let it just.
I mean, we can't do that.
Yeah.
With this big, 6-inch cigar. Right. This thing's probably only like 4 inches.
I know.
So Brian says, first day back after 5 weeks and put in 11 hours. Nice. Oh, thank you, Gina.
5 days. Yeah, that's right.
All right. So then so that's next week for the 10th is the Rocky Patel, and then the week after that is going to be another Stolen Throne, Crook of the Crown, Robusto. And again, if you want to get those cigars, get them from Rahul at Jessup. and I'll have by next week. I'll have another schedule of more cigars going out the next few weeks.
Does that place in Jessup have like a cigar lounge, or is it more?
Oh, they do, man.
Okay.
So a year ago, they opened up a new lounge, a new cigar location. They took over this diner that's on Route 1, and they just converted into, well, it's essentially the most amazing cigar shop in Maryland today.
Great. That's awesome.
It's
awesome.
the best place to smoke.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, you gotta check
that out.
All right, Bob. Good to see you guys. Bernardo, have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Oh, is it working?